Mayor, City Council, Mr. Burke, Manassas residents, and businesses, I'm pleased to provide you with a brief presentation of the Police Department's annual report for 2025. The purpose of this report is to help you better understand crime in Manassas, review organizational changes, and to highlight the good work we do every day to keep the city safe. Internally, it provides the necessary analysis to help the police department focus on goals and objectives, customize unique enforcement programs and initiatives with changing demographics and crime priorities. This presentation will be an overview and not a page-by-page review, but a full copy is posted to our webpage. I will begin with a visual of how our strategic planning is developed in conjunction with the city's overall strategic plan. The budget, staff, and our residents all have input. When developing the strategic plan, I asked 4 questions. Where are we now? Where do we want to be in 1, 3, and 5 years? How will we get there, or the plan? How will we know when we get there? Performance measure. As I mentioned in the opening, there have been significant organizational changes in 2025. A review of the organization was conducted to plan for the future of policing in Manassas. With the onboarding of passenger service at the airport, the continued concerns about traffic safety, and several other components within the department, we created a 4th division, the Special Operations Division. We should be more efficient, and it increases accountability. In addition to the reorganization, the mission, vision, and value statement was updated. Our primary mission continues to be the prevention of crime while maintaining the excellent level of police services our residents and businesses have come to expect. We also added a leadership statement that captures the expected behavior and actions of our leadership. This ensures we are building a culture where people want to work. We try to recognize staff in front of you and our residents to demonstrate and share the commitment to our community and the work they do. We appreciate the fact that you allow us to do this. As I go through these promotions, I would be remiss not to add that Marcus Hyde, Brett Stumpf, Connor Lane, and Brittany Alexander are all graduates of Osborne High School. With the reorganization came opportunities for promotions. We promoted 3 captains, Marcus Hyde, Gio Barahona, and Andy Brooks. 4 members were promoted to lieutenant, Brett Stumpf, Connor Lane, Greg Daisy, and Jonathan Castelline. 4 members were promoted to sergeant, Shauna Moeller, Patrick Crossey, Anna Brown, and Brittany Alexander. Next, I will go through awards and recognition. We had recruits attend 2 academy sessions this year, 7 in session 152 and 3 in session 153. Captain Brooks graduated from the FBI National Academy Session 296, the premier law enforcement training for leaders. We had numerous officers recognized at the Prince William Chamber of Commerce Valor Award. Master Police Officer Barrett was recognized by the Virginia Association of Chiefs of Police and awarded the Medal of Valor. Master Police Officer Barrett was selected by his peers as Employee of the Year, and Master Police Officer Cloudfelter was selected as Field Training Officer of the Year. We want to congratulate all promotees, graduates, and award winners. We will now move into the statistical data portion of the report. Again, I will only highlight the main portions, and there is more detailed information within the full report published on the website. I want to remind all of our viewers about the new interactive crime mapping, Citizen Connect, that is also available on our webpage. This enables our residents to customize their searches for crime and police service data. Next is our crime table, and as you can see, our crime per 1,000 persons decreased by 15%, going from 21 crimes to 17 crimes per person. While this is great news, and I believe we should all celebrate because it is a collaborative effort between government and residents, I want to remind you how quickly these numbers can change. As you can see from this chart, most of our crimes are crimes against property. As an example, larceny. This is a good example of how quickly things can change. A 2-week rash of larcenies, such as catalytic converters, could change these numbers greatly. In this slide, we detail the arrest data. We show it 2 ways: arrest, or persons, and charges, are the number of charges placed. As an example, one person may be charged with numerous larceny charges. As you can see, reduced crimes also correlates to decrease in the number of arrests. We will now move on to what we call the quality of life offenses. As you recall, we have dedicated officer that reviews every domestic violence report we take. His analysis determines if there are repeated calls, connects them to resources, and ensures we are following policy. While the number of reports has decreased, the number of arrests has increased. Arrests are made when there are signs of physical violence and ensures the parties involved get in front of the court to mandate services. We also have an officer dedicated to reviewing and analyzing our mental health reports. Similar to the domestic violence officer, he connects our residents to resources and ensures we are following policy. While reports have increased, detention orders have decreased, getting compliance and resources to residents before detention orders are needed. We include parking in the quality of life data because, as you know, parking impacts almost every community in Manassas and can lead to quality of life issues. While there is a 5% decrease in the number of tickets issued, we believe there are 2 driving factors in that. The parking district changes you have put in place, public service communication about guidelines or rules, and enforcements have resulted in better compliance. We will now move on to traffic data. Utilizing the Citizen Connect software in the heat map version, you can see that most of our crashes occur in the Liberia Avenue corridor and Centerville Road, 2 of our busiest roadways. When you break it down by the numbers, 4 of our top 5 accident locations are on Liberia Avenue. We did have 1 fatal accident in 2025, and that was at the intersection of Ashton Drive and Godwin Drive. This slide provides traffic ticket data, photo red light, school zone speed, and general traffic. We have added intersections to the photo red light program, and if there is good news in this data, it is that school zone speeding has decreased, meaning we're getting more compliance with posted speeds in school zones. Traffic enforcement continues to be one of the top requests I receive. We have put an emphasis on this, and the Traffic Services Unit is part of the new Special Operations Division. Next, we will review our calls for service data. The total calls for service is essentially unchanged, but we have averaged approximately 68,000 calls per year over the last 4 years. This year is 65,818 calls for service. This slide is important to us and our residents. It enables us to determine our efficiency in responding to calls. While we look at it numerous ways internally, from call taking to data input to officer response, this slide shows what our residents care about: how long it took an officer to arrive when called. As you can see, we have reduced the time it takes us to respond to priority 1 and 2 calls, which is great news for our residents. However, we will be doing a deeper dive to determine why the priority 3 call time has increased. As a reminder, priority 3 calls are past crimes and non-emergency. This slide really comes down to customer service and internal workload assessments. It tells us the average time an officer spends on a call. As you can see, the average call makes an officer unavailable for over 45 minutes and could be a contributor of why priority 3 calls response time has increased. Here we show you the animal control and animal shelter data. We have a very efficient and well-maintained shelter. While calls are down, officer-initiated calls are up, meaning our animal control officers are in the community before residents call. Here we highlight our community services section. I think you and our residents would agree they do an outstanding job with community outreach and programs. From our award-winning Parent E3 series, elder care training, youth camps, and community police academy. As you know, we are a CALEA award-winning agency, which shows your and our commitment to professionalism. In 2025, we finished our Year 2 review. As a reminder, in Year 4, there will be an on-site review. Part of CALEA and state mandate is an analysis of traffic enforcement stops to ensure unbiased enforcement. This data is reported to Virginia State Police and CALEA, and there have been no concerns. The other mandated reporting is use of force. I can tell you, and as I demonstrated in the full report, we capture more data than any agency around. In fact, we have been used as an example of how to fully capture use of force. It is a lot of work and a lot of analysis. Again, the independent reviews have not flagged any concerns. The final data reviewed is the demographics of officers by both ethnicity and gender. There is a national effort in policing to have agencies at 30% women by 2030, better known as the 30 by 30 initiative. Again, we have been a leader in our profession and have been over 20% female for years. We believe it is by developing and maintaining a culture that all feel welcome at. Again, revamping our mission, vision, values, and leadership statement ensure all understand the culture we are building. Unfortunately, in 2025, we lost our last surviving retired chief of police, Chief Chris Tutko. Chief Tutko was a longtime city resident, raising his family here, and spent his entire career with Manassas City Police. He was a very kind man and will be missed. Our thoughts are with his family. I will celebrate 16 years as your Chief of Police in May. I am proud of the accomplishments we continue to share as an organization in these challenging times. As an agency, we have achieved the highest level possible within national accreditation or CALEA process and had high ratings in the manager's community survey. I want to thank the staff for their tireless efforts, hard work, professionalism, and support of me and the initiatives I continue to bring forward as the Chief of Police. I still believe we are fortunate when many communities struggle with their relationships with law enforcement. We continue to receive support from ours. This cannot and should not go unnoticed. By practicing and embracing fair and impartial policing and setting high professional standards, we will continue to build these relationships and make Manassas a great community.